We're going to do a quick review of some long division. So we've got three different types. We've got where we're just having whole numbers that divide out nicely. We've also got if we just have a decimal inside the house, and we also have if we have a decimal outside of the house. We have different procedures for each. So for a whole number and regular division, we're just going to divide into the very first place value in the number, and then we're going to multiply, and then we're going to subtract that number, and then bring down the next number. For a decimal inside the house, with that one outside the house, we're just going to bring that decimal up and then divide normally. For a decimal outside of the house, we're going to move that decimal to the back of that number as many times as we have to get it back there. And then as many times we move it outside of the house, we have to move it inside of the house. And then we just bring up the decimal and divide normally. So we're going to go through those three examples just to refresh our memory. So the first thing we're going to do is number one, we're going to have our whole numbers. We're going to divide into the first digit, and then we're going to multiply that number, subtract, and then bring down the next number. So 6 can go into 8 one time evenly, and then so 1 times 6 gives us 6. And when we subtract, we get 2 left over, and we're going to bring down the 4. So now we're going to look at how many times 6 can go into 24. 6 can go into 24 evenly 4 times. And we're making sure that we are lining up our place values as well when we're doing this. When we multiply, we get 24. We subtract and get 0. Bring down 6. 6 can go into 6 one time. And then we're going to bring down 1 times 6 is 6. When we subtract, we get 0. I ran out of space a little bit there. All right, so knowing that there's no other numbers to bring down and that we see a 0 here, we know we're done, and we can always multiply to check our answers. We're going to go on to number 2, where we have a decimal inside of the house. So all we're going to do is move that decimal up, and we're going to put it exactly where it is in the original number. And now all we have to do is just divide normally. So we're going to look, and 5 cannot go into 1, so we're looking at that first digit. So we need a placeholder up here. A lot of people like to use a 0 as a placeholder. I like to use an X, just so I'm keeping my placeholders and my actual zeros as digits separate. But if you like to use a 0, put a 0. So I know 5 can't go into 1, so now I'm going to look at the two digits together, 5 into 12. 5 can go into 12 2 times evenly. So now we're going to multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. And then we're going to subtract, and we get 2 left over. And we're going to bring down our 3. And now we're going to say 5 can go into 23 4 times evenly. 4 times 5 is 20. We're going to subtract and get 3 left over. And so this is where we don't have anything left up here, but we do have leftover. We're not dealing with remainders. So what we're going to have to do, because there was already a decimal here, we don't have to add a decimal. But because there's a decimal here, we can add as many zeros onto the end of this number as we want to until we're done dividing. So that's what we're going to do, is add a 0 and bring down our 0. And 5 can go into 30 6 times evenly. And then 5 times 6 is 30. Subtract, we got 0 here, and we have nothing left up here. So we did our 2 checks, and because we had nothing left over, we know that we are done. So 2.46. Our last example is going to be one where we have a decimal outside of the house. And just because we have a decimal outside of the house does not mean there has to be a decimal inside of the house. So if that's the case, then we would just add a 0 to the end of that whole number and then move it. But because we have a decimal inside of the house here, we don't have to add it in. So we see a decimal here outside of the house. For this number, we only have to move it once to get it to the end, but you might have to move it 2, 3, maybe even more times. So just make sure it gets to the end of that number outside of the house. Because we only moved it once outside the house, we only have to move it once inside the house. And then just like normal, we're going to bring up that decimal up to the top. And then we're going to divide normally. You can rewrite this if you'd like to with the decimals already in the spots that they have been moved to if you want to make it look nicer. But I'm not going to rewrite it. So now we have this represented as 14, and this says 294 because we've moved those decimals. So we're using this as a 14, and 14 can't go into 2, so I'm going to put my placeholder there. 14 into 29, 14 goes 2 times evenly. So 2 times 14 gives me 28. I'm going to go ahead and subtract. I'm going to get 1 left over. I'm going to bring my 4 down. And 14 into 14 goes 1 time. And then 14 minus 14 gives me 0. So because there's nothing left up here and it equaled 0 at the bottom, I know I'm done, and 21 should be our answer. So those are some quick reviews. Decimal outside of the house is what we just did. We did decimal inside of the house, just bringing it up, and then we did some whole number. So make sure that you are working on those multiplication charts. That'll really help you out here. And remember, you guys can always check your work by multiplying these together in the end, and if they equal out to what is inside of the house, then you guys are good to go.